Hey everyone, welcome back. Today, we're diving headfirst into the world of AI automation. And don't worry, you don't need to be a tech whiz to follow along. We're taking Desiree Horsey's comprehensive guide, almost like a playbook, and extracting those golden nuggets about how AI can supercharge small businesses and entrepreneurs' businesses just like yours.
What I find fascinating is how Horsey and her team cut through the AI hype. This isn't about robots taking over the world. It's about giving you practical tools and strategies to work smarter, not harder.
Exactly. And speaking of practical, I have to know in a nutshell, what's the biggest takeaway for someone listening who's thinking, okay, but how can AI actually help me?
That's the beauty of this guide. It moves beyond just saying AI can save time and money. It dives into how these technologies can actually help you make smarter decisions for your business. Imagine being able to predict customer behavior or get ahead of potential problems before they even arise. That's the kind of power we're talking about.
Okay, that's huge. But let's back up a bit. The guide keeps mentioning streamlining processes and process mapping. What's the deal with that? Is that really where AI starts?
It's all about understanding your business at its core. Process mapping is like creating a detailed roadmap of how everything operates, step by step. It helps you identify those bottlenecks, those tasks or processes that slow everything down and drive everyone crazy.
Those bottlenecks are like productivity vampires.
Yeah.
I'm starting to see the value in this whole process mapping thing. You can't fix what you don't understand, right?
Precisely. Once you have that clear picture, you can start looking at which AI tools can help you streamline and automate those processes.
And the guide doesn't just leave you hanging with a blueprint, right? It
Mm.
actually gets into the nitty-gritty of different AI tools.
Absolutely. It covers a range of technologies like chatbots for handling customer inquiries and RPA, which stands for Robotic Process Automation.
Okay, RPA, that one sounds interesting. Break it down for us. What's so special about it?
Imagine having a digital workforce that can take over those repetitive, time-consuming tasks. We're talking data entry, invoice processing, the kind of stuff that makes you want to bang your head on the desk. RPA can handle that with incredible speed and accuracy, freeing up your human employees to focus on more strategic and creative work.
So instead of replacing your entire team with robots, it's more about giving them robotic assistance. That sounds way less scary and way more efficient.
Exactly. And the guide gets into the different types of RPA, from simple rule-based bots to those that use more advanced AI like machine learning.
Wait, machine learning?
Mm.
That's where things start sounding like science fiction. But seriously, what is that in a nutshell?
Think of machine learning as your business's secret weapon. It's all about teaching computers to analyze data and identify patterns that humans might miss. Remember those smarter decisions we talked about? This is how you achieve them.
The guide uses this analogy of having a crystal ball for your business. Is that really what it's like? Can you give us a concrete example?
Let's say you run an e-commerce site. Machine learning can analyze your customers' purchasing patterns and flag potentially fraudulent transactions in real time, much faster and more accurately than any human could. And that's just one example. The guide dives into others, like how machine learning can personalize marketing campaigns and even optimize your supply chain.
Okay, this is starting to sound less like science fiction and more like a game changer for small businesses. But I have to admit, even with all this talk about streamlining and automation, there's still a part of me that thinks, this all sounds great, but how do I actually implement AI in my business?
And that's the beauty of this guide. It not only explains these AI tools, but it walks you through how to choose the right ones for your specific needs.
It's like having a personal AI consultant guiding you through the whole process. But I do have to ask about something else that caught my eye. Computer vision. Now, this one sounds like it's straight out of a sci-fi movie. What exactly is computer vision, and how can it apply to a small business?
It might sound futuristic, but computer vision is already being used in fascinating ways, even by smaller companies. Essentially, it's about teaching computers to see and interpret images and videos, much like we do, but often with far greater speed and accuracy.
Okay, I get the basic idea, but can you give us a real-world example? The guide mentioned something about spotting defects on a production line, but that sounds more like something a massive factory would use.
You're right, that is a common application. But imagine a small bakery using computer vision to ensure each loaf of bread meets their quality standards. The system could analyze images to identify inconsistencies in shape, color, or even the distribution of ingredients. It's about automating those quality control checks that would typically require a keen human eye. But with computer vision, you get that consistency and constant vigilance.
Wow, that's an example I wouldn't have thought of, but it
Yeah.
makes perfect sense. So we've got these incredible AI tools at our disposal, but there's still that human element that can't be ignored. The guide talks about the importance of bringing your team along on this AI journey. What does that look like in practice?
It's a crucial point that often gets overlooked. You can implement the most sophisticated AI tools, but they won't reach their full potential if your team doesn't embrace them. This starts with clear communication and training. Employees need to understand how these technologies will impact their roles. And more importantly, they need to be reassured that AI is there to augment their capabilities, not replace them.
So it's about empowering your team,
Mm.
not making them feel like they're being replaced by robots. I like that.
Yeah.
It's about humans and AI working together, each playing to their strengths.
Exactly. This guide emphasizes that successful AI adoption is as much about people as it is about technology. It encourages business owners to foster a culture of learning and experimentation, where employees feel comfortable exploring these new tools and providing feedback. It's about creating a collaborative environment where humans and AI can thrive together.
That makes sense. But let's be real, change can be scary, especially when it comes to something as potentially disruptive as AI. The guide touches on some of these fears. How does it address those concerns some business owners might have about the potential downsides of AI automation?
The guide is very upfront about addressing those concerns. One of the biggest fears is that AI will lead to job losses, which is understandable, but what the guide emphasizes is that AI is more about job transformation than job elimination. Yes, some tasks will become automated, but that frees up employees for more strategic, creative, and fulfilling work. Think of it as AI handling the tedious stuff so your team can focus on what they're truly passionate about.
So it's about working smarter, not harder, right? Using AI to handle the repetitive tasks while your human team focuses on innovation, strategy, and building those essential human connections that AI can't replicate.
Precisely. And that's where the guide's emphasis on training comes into play again. By investing in upskilling and reskilling your workforce, you're not only alleviating those fears of job displacement, but you're also creating a more engaged and adaptable team, one that's ready to leverage the power of AI to its full potential.
That makes sense. Invest in your team. Give them the tools and training they need to thrive in this evolving landscape.
Yeah.
But realistically, how much of an investment are we talking about here? Some small business owners might be listening thinking, this all sounds great, but can I actually afford to implement AI?
That's a valid concern, and the guide doesn't shy away from addressing it. One of the key points it stresses is that AI adoption doesn't have to be a massive financial undertaking, especially for smaller businesses. There are plenty of affordable, even free AI tools available that can make a significant difference.
That's reassuring. So you don't need a tech giant's budget to dip your toes into the AI waters. What about those smaller, more accessible AI tools? What are some examples that a small business owner could implement without breaking the bank?
Let's take chatbots, for instance. There are plenty of user-friendly platforms out there that allow you to create a chatbot for your website or social media channels without needing any coding experience. These chatbots can handle those frequently asked questions, book appointments, or even qualify leads, freeing up your team's time for more complex interactions.
That's a perfect example of AI taking over those mundane, repetitive tasks that can bog down a small team. And you're right, there are so many chatbot options available now that don't require a huge investment. The guide even provides a few recommendations for those just starting out.
Exactly, and that's just one example. There are AI-powered tools for social media management, email marketing, even accounting and bookkeeping. The key is to identify those areas in your business where you're spending the most time on repetitive tasks and explore the AI tools that can streamline those processes.
It's about working smarter, not harder, right? I'll be coming back to that phrase. But it really does seem to be the guiding principle behind this entire AI automation approach. But let's shift gears a bit and talk about something a little more, well, futuristic. Remember computer vision? We touched on that earlier. But I'm curious to learn more about how this seemingly complex technology can be applied in a practical, affordable way for smaller businesses.
It's a great question because while computer vision might sound like something out of a science fiction film, it actually has surprisingly accessible applications for businesses of all sizes.
I can imagine a high-end fashion boutique using it to analyze customer preferences, maybe seeing which displays catch the eye, or even predicting which styles will be popular next season.
You're spot on. Visual merchandising and trend forecasting are perfect examples of how even smaller retailers can leverage computer vision. But it goes beyond retail. Let's say you're a landscaping company. Imagine using a drone equipped with computer vision to survey a property, identify different plant species, and even spot potential issues like pests or diseases. That data could then be used to create highly targeted and efficient treatment plans.
That's incredible. And something I never would have thought of. It sounds like this guide really does open your eyes to the possibilities, no pun intended.
Exactly. It's about pushing past those preconceived notions of what AI is and who it's for.
It's about looking at your business with fresh eyes and asking, where can we work smarter? Where can we leverage these technologies to not just keep up, but to get ahead?
And that's the key takeaway from all of this, isn't it? The future of work isn't about humans versus AI. It's about humans and AI working in concert.
It's about understanding the unique strengths of both, finding that sweet spot where technology enhances human ingenuity rather than replacing it.
Precisely. And the businesses that embrace this collaborative future, that invest in both their technology and their people, those are the businesses that will thrive.
This deep dive has been a real eye-opener. It's amazing to think about how far AI has come and how accessible it's becoming, even for smaller businesses. It feels like we're on the cusp of a really exciting shift in how we work and live.
We are indeed, and this guide serves as a valuable roadmap for anyone looking to navigate this exciting new landscape. It's about embracing the possibilities, being open to experimentation, and never stopping learning.
So, to wrap things up, if you're listening to this and feeling that spark of curiosity, that desire to explore how AI can transform your business, Desiree Horsey's guide is a fantastic place to start. It's packed with practical advice, real-world examples, and a healthy dose of inspiration.
Because the future belongs to those who are brave enough to embrace it.
Couldn't have said it better myself. That's a wrap on our deep dive into AI automation. Thanks for joining us on this incredible journey. And remember, the future is full of possibilities.